While universities around the world were sending all their students home and opting for online classes, Lynn University in Boca Raton found a unique way to combat the pandemic: the block schedule.
The block schedule is taking the traditional 16 weeks and breaking them up into four-week blocks or sessions. They did this initially because of going remote and the COVID.
The block schedule prevents students from interacting with too many other people on campus, which in theory limits the spread of COVID-19. But many feel like there just isn't enough time to complete a full course in such a limited time.
You can't actually shove 16 weeks worth of information into 4. It just doesn't work like that, especially when it comes to big concepts. Like for me, it's film. So you can't learn screenwriting in 4 weeks. It doesn't work like that.
With the old 16-week program, the students had much more time to, perfect their craft rather than try to rush it and get it done real quick.
It takes time to watch a lot of movies, and if you have only 4 weeks as opposed to 16 weeks, then you're not going to be able to watch screen at home as many movies as you would be able in a regular term.
Limited student interactions also bring other problems.
Well, I have more time for out-of-school projects, but it's harder to find more people because you're not in as much classes.
The university is now attempting to help several classes that require a longer time to complete their full course.
We are implementing a few 8-week sessions, so that's mostly for those harder classes that need a little bit longer time.
Yeah, so we do 8-week sessions and classes every second day instead of every day in the 4-week. So we have more time and we have days in between to practice and get together and do our scenes together. And then we do dance and vocal lessons for the whole semester.
The COVID-19 pandemic is hopefully coming to an end, potentially opening the door for a regular 16-week schedule to return. But the block schedule is receiving generally positive feedback, with many students and faculty members not being sure if they want the old schedule back.
I like it a lot more. I get more time to do what I want, and it's less stressful for schoolwork.
For me personally, I like the fact that the majority of students take only one class a term because they're not distracted by having to meet requirements for a number of students and juggle too many things at the same time. And I'm able to keep their focus consistent for the whole month, and it really helps with attendance.
No, it was probably the right thing to do. If the data shows that that actually prevents spreading of COVID, then yeah.
I kind of like it because it's quick, it gets us along, it gets us to the point in subjects. But the other part of me says that, especially with animation, is that we don't have quite as much time as we need to dedicate to projects.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard question. We talk about that all the time in the office, actually, amongst us. I don't know. I think for some classes it makes sense, but I would say more options for 8 weeks or even the full semester.
And the way we have it now with the 8 weeks, it works really well for us in the theater department. So if we can keep it this way, for us that really do work. So we're still doing our dialogues as the 4 weeks.
Perhaps a more flexible version of the block schedule could be implemented for the next school year, as the pandemic contingency plan has turned into a massive success here at Lynn University. Reporting for iPulse, Jiri.